Hello everybody and welcome back to Louisiana Homestead. Today I'm going to be making something that I make around here all the time, and it's zucchini bread. So y'all come along and I'll show you what I do. The first thing I did was, the first thing that happened was Mr. Eek drew a bunch of zucchini and we had to store it. I don't like pressure canning or canning zucchini, so what I do is just freeze it. I grate it and I freeze it in Ziplocs. This is one here. I took this out yesterday and thawed it out. I have it measured out with 2 cups of grated zucchini in it. This is from the year 23, so it's been in the freezer a little while, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. So I got a freezer full of this stuff. That's one reason I use it. And the other reason I use it is because it's very good. It tastes good. It makes a very moist, delicious cake-like bread. It's more of a cake than it is a bread. It's more like zucchini cake, okay? And what I'm going to be using is some self-rising flour. Now this it's just a jug that I saved from some popcorn I had, and I reused it to keep my flour in, and I keep this in the freezer. When I pour my flour into it, I always cut off the label of the flour and stick it in there, because sometimes I forget which one's self-rising and which one isn't. So this one says self-rising. I know that's what this one is. And I'm going to measure out some flour. So we're going to use a cup of this flour, and I like to kind of stir it up a little bit. It's the next best thing to sifting it, because it just kind of fluffs it up a little bit before you actually get your measurement up out of that cup. Okay, now there's a cup flour, and I'm just going ahead and put my flour up now, because I'm not going to be needing any more of it, and it was in the freezer, so I don't want it to start sweating. I'm going to put that back in the freezer. Get my little rag with me. I like to keep my rag tucked into my apron string here where I can get to it easy. Now, there we go. Got that cleaned off. We got our cup of flour. To this, I'm going to add some spices. I'm going to add in some cinnamon and cloves. Let's see what I'm going to put in here. I got my vanilla out, some nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves. I like to put ginger in here too if I can find it. Here's some. Okay, good. All right, I also took the vanilla out, but I'm not going to put the vanilla in the flour. I'm just going to put these dry ingredients in the flour. And I'm going to use about a half of a teaspoon of each of these, especially the cinnamon. I definitely want at least a half a teaspoon of that in there. Set it to the side so I don't reuse it. The ground ginger, I don't use as much of it, so I'm just going to use a quarter of a teaspoon of it. The nutmeg has a sprinkler on it, so I'll just sprinkle it a few times in there like that. And then the cloves. The cloves are really strong, so I don't put a whole lot of that either, just a little bit. That is a very strong flavoring right there. Gotta be careful with that one. Let's see, I'll use a plastic spoon so it's not so loud when I stir it. I'm just going to mix those spices right into this flour. and it smells so good. Just those spices and that flour, and I don't have to add any salt or baking powder because it is self-rising flour, and the self-rising flour already has that kind of stuff in it. Okay, so now for our wet ingredients. First thing we're going to start with is an egg. So let me grab an egg out of the ice box. The chicken's been laying good, so I got a nice fresh yard egg. See if I can get it in here without any shells. Yep, get it. Very good. So here's our egg, guys. And to that, we're going to add some oil. Now, you can use any kind of cooking oil you have. I have some avocado oil. You wouldn't want to use, you know, extra virgin olive oil because it does have that strong flavor. So we're just going to use this. This is some avocado oil. It calls for, I think, 1/3 cup. Yes, that is correct. So let me find my, oops, sorry about the noise, guys. See if I can find my 1/3 cup. It's like I can never find the one I'm looking for. Are y'all like that? Got all these measuring cups. Well, I know it's here somewhere. 1/2 cup. What's this? 1/4 cup. I know I have 1/3 cup somewhere here. I guess I should have found it before I started this. Okay, here's 1/3 cup. This isn't even the one I usually use. I don't know where my normal one is. All right, well, 1/3 cup is 1/3 cup, right? And there's the 1/3 cup of oil. And I'm going to need 2 loaf pans for this. So, let me grab those while I have that oil out. Okay, so I'm going to use these 2 little pans. They are different sizes, but they both fit in this little oven back here, which is what I'm going to be using to make this. So, since I still have some oil left in this cup, I'm just going to set that upside down in that pan so I don't lose my oil. Now I'm going to mix the egg and the oil together. It comes together pretty good, the egg and the oil. It actually mixes very well together, surprisingly well. Now I need 1/2 cup. Okay, I'm going to put 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And again, this is just another container that I saved. I had bought some mixed nuts, and when I was through with them, I saved the container and I keep my brown sugar in it, and it works very good. I love it. I love that it's lightweight too. It's plastic. If it were glass, it would be a lot heavier, which I like glass, but sometimes cabinets get overloaded. It's nice to have a little bit lighter weight in it. So there we go with that. I'm going to mix that in. And get all the lumps out of it. You know how brown sugar does. It got those little lumps in it. Try to get those mashed down so that when you bite into your cake, you don't have a big lump of brown sugar. Okay, that's pretty good. And now it also is going to take 1/2 cup of white sugar. And for that 1/2 cup of white sugar, I do keep this in a glass container. It just so happened that way. Have a ladybug in the cabinet. Huh. That's crazy. Okay, let me rinse my hands off here. Playing with ladybugs in the kitchen. Them things get everywhere. They start coming in, and I hadn't seen a lot of them in here, but evidently one got in. All right, let's get us a half a cup of this white sugar. Right in there. Put that back in the cabinet and get it out of the way. I don't have a big work surface to leave everything out, so I like to put stuff back up as I go. All right, here we go. Mix that in there. Just want to mix it in real good. And at this time, I'm going to go on ahead and add in a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm just going to use the cap to measure it. You know, somebody told me that that cap is exactly a teaspoon. And I'm wondering, let's test it out, y'all. We're going to put it to the test right now. This is a teaspoon. And they say this cap holds a teaspoon. Oh, I dripped a little bit. But yeah, it does. It holds it exactly. So we can trust that, y'all. We can't trust everything we hear on the internet, but evidently we can trust that. A cap on the vanilla container, at least for this one, the McCormick, it does hold a teaspoon. All right, I want to use this spoon now because it just gets everything off of here. Let's see. Okay, we got it all off the fork. And now we can kind of make sure this stuff's all mixed in together. Everything scraped off the sides. Make sure that vanilla gets in there real good and we don't have any lumps in our mixture. Let's see, what is next? Okay, since we have this mixed up, we got 3 things going here now. Now I'm gonna add something else. I have some walnuts. I like to put walnuts on top of this. It's very, very good like that. Move y'all a little bit. See this area down here. I keep a lot of stuff down here. And this is where I keep this food processor, which I use this food processor a lot. It is a handy gadget. I'm gonna bring y'all in a little bit closer. How about that? All right, let's start here. Put my processor together. And I want about a cup of these walnuts. So I'm just going to do a handful or 2 like that. And I keep these in the freezer too, by the way. Several people have actually given me pecans and walnuts. These are walnuts though. And I just keep them in the freezer. Put that back in there right now while I'm thinking about it. Okay. And then we're going to chop these suckers up. I love this little thing. It saves so much time. Okay, prepare for the noise. And voila, they are chopped just like that. See there? Nothing to it but to do it. All right, we can put that thing back up. Okay, so here's our walnuts all chopped up and ready to go. Now it's coming together very quickly now, guys. We need to get the rest of our oil in these pans. I don't want to over oil them. I put about a tablespoon in there. And then I'm going to use a paper towel just to go on ahead and finish lining them. And also I'm going to turn my oven on to 350 to bake while I get this done, because it's not going to take long for that little oven to heat up. That's why I didn't turn it on already, because sometimes I go a little bit slower than I think it would take. So I don't turn it on as soon as I start. I usually turn it on when I'm almost ready to put it in the oven. It heats up pretty quick. Okay, so I got that oiled, very well oiled, but it's not just saturated. You see, just the pan is oiled. It doesn't have that thick oil in the bottom of the pan, in other words. Okay, so we're going to go back to our wet mixture. So here's our wet mixture. Oil, eggs, sugars, vanilla. Now here's our flour mixture, which was only a cup of flour, but it had all these little spices in it. So we're going to mix this together, and it's going to be kind of dry. So guess what we're going to use to moisten it? The zucchini. Now what I usually do is I take my zucchini, and using a strainer and a solid bowl beneath it, I'll empty that zucchini out into that strainer. Some of the moisture will drip out into the bottom of the bowl, because I don't need all of the moisture. Zucchini makes a lot of moisture, especially if you do this recipe fresh, you'll grate the zucchini and then you'll let it sit a while, and you'll actually squeeze the extra moisture out of it. Well, when you freeze it like this, you can skip that step, because all you have to do is put it in the colander and the moisture just comes right out. Let me show you how much moisture came out of there. And y'all seen I just emptied it in that strainer. It didn't take long for it to come out. Look at there, all that moisture in there. That's all like the water from, not water, but the moisture from the zucchini itself. And I don't want that much moisture in my cake mix that I'm making, so I'm draining it out. And it always seems to work out perfectly. And I'm not going to squeeze this and all that either, okay? Not going to squeeze it. I want some of the moisture in it. I just didn't want all of it. So I'm going ahead and add that in. And the beauty of keeping it in a bowl like this is if I need a little bit extra, I can add it in. I'll have it right there. So now I can just mix this in, and y'all can see how it kind of comes together. Let me bring the camera closer where y'all can actually see in the bowl as I'm mixing it, okay? How about that? Will that work for y'all? Okay. And it's going to be a little on the thick side. It's not going to be runny like a cake mix would, but it's going to be plenty moist. You'll see. Look at that. Ooh, that's going to be good. I make this very often, y'all. I find it's just an easy dessert to have on hand. It's delicious. We both love it. We both love the spices in it and the moisture in it. And I love the ease of making it. It is so easy to make. Okay, we can set this aside now because we don't need it anymore. And now we can get it into our pans. So let's get it in there. The pans are ready to go. They're just waiting on us. So let's get them in there. Now, this one is a different size, so I'm going to try to keep them the same thickness, the batters. so that they'll bake at about the same time. Okay, that one needs a little bit more. Let's add a little more to it. Kind of eyeballing that part of it, because I'm not going to dirty another cup just to measure that out. And I'm going to keep an eye on them in case one of them tries to bake faster than the other. I'll know and I'll be able to get it out. And then this is the walnuts. And I'm just going to try to, you know, give a little even spread on top with these. I love making this, y'all. This is so good. It doesn't take long to bake. It takes like maybe 30 minutes. But I keep checking it and making sure I don't overdo it. It looks like I might have did a little too much walnuts, but so I'm going to reserve some of these on the side. All right. And into the oven they go. Just like that. Perfect. Now I'm going to set my timer. I want to go for about, I'm actually going to check it in 20 minutes. All right, so I'll meet you guys back in 20 minutes and we'll give it a little check. Okay guys, it's been 20 minutes. Let's get a toothpick and see. Turn that timer off so it quits beeping. I can't stand that. Oh yeah, I can just tell by looking at them they're not done yet. I'll just show y'all. You see how light they are? They're not done yet. I'll do the toothpick just for the heck of it. It is definitely needs to go with that other 10 minutes. Trying to be careful with it. I don't want to make it fall. Okay, so I'm going to set my timer again for another 10 minutes. And we'll come back and check it then. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, it's been 10 minutes. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's looking more like it. See how it's nice and browned? Let's see. Yeah, that's good. It's hardly nothing on the toothpick at all. Set that over there. Let's check this one. It's nice and brown also. And it too is done. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the oven off. And I'm gonna just set these up here on the stove top to cool on that grating. Let it cool right there for a little bit, about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to remove it from the pan so it doesn't sweat and get nasty. So I'll be back and do that in about 5 minutes. Okay guys, so I got the little cooling rack out and put it on the countertop. Now I need to just loosen those pans up. Cool enough now. They're still a little warm, but I want it to let them sit a little while before I try to get them out. That's how I usually do it. Sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't. Trying to lift it up a little bit from the edge as I loosen it from the side. I'm also loosening the bottom as well. Okay, so that's probably about as loose as I'm gonna get it. And the whole thing came out, thank goodness. That one did good. Let's see if this one will come out too without sticking. If it does stick, it's usually not that big of a deal. But it's smells good, it looks good, the ingredients are easy. It's not like when you buy snacks at the store, which I do buy some snacks at the store, like the Little Debbie's. But if you turn those boxes over and see the ingredients, it's a lot more than 4 or 5 ingredients like what I use to make this. So to me, homemade's always better just for that even. Okay, it didn't stick. It did good too. So that's them. What I'm going to do is try to turn these over so y'all can see the other side of them. Oh, I don't want to tear it. I almost did too. Y'all seen that? Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to just let them sit there while till they cool. And then once they are cool, I'm going to put them in some in a bowl. I have a bowl here that has a lid on it, and these fit in perfectly. Once they're cool, I'll put them in that, and it'll keep them nice and moist. Okay guys, so this is the bowl I was talking about. It fits these just perfectly. So let's go on ahead and put them in here now that they're cool. They're gonna fit in here just perfect. Okay, there we go. I'll show y'all how well that fits in there. See there? Very nice. Now let's try it. Get us a little hunk of this cake. Bring y'all in a little closer where y'all can see it being cut. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It is very good. Okay, let's set it on a plate and let's have at it. Ooh. Look at that, how moist it is. Oh yeah, very good. I can't wait to get my bite of it. It has a little crispiness to the top of it and the edges. And of course the walnuts are a little crispy. But it's moist, moist and tender and delicious. You can taste all those good spices we put in it. The cinnamon, the cloves. I love it. It's so good. Oh, this is so good. I cook this all the time, and it's because it's so easy and so good. Y'all have to try this. It is so delicious. And it doesn't have all those yucky ingredients that you see on boxed snacks. This is the way to go. Homemade, y'all. The way to go. If I'm not careful, I could eat way more of this than I ought to. It won't last long and it won't go bad. Me and Mr. E, we will tend to this, I promise you. So good. Two thumbs up. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you'll try the recipe. I hope you'll like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, bye. Whole patch of 4-leaf clovers right here.